So today's story is pretty funny, right? So essentially, I was at the gym and I was hitting the bag really, really hard, okay? To a point where I started to notice that people were staring at me. A lot of people actually started to look at me because I was hitting the bag like this fast and this hard. I was just trying, okay? I'm not gonna bullshit you. I just really, really wanted to get a good workout in, so I was hitting the bag as hard as possible. And before you even know it, people already started to approach me and ask me questions. And you know how great of a feeling it is when somebody you don't know walks up to you and starts complimenting you about something. It's like your ego fucking triples from that point, right? It's an amazing feeling. However, as soon as my ego fucking tripled, right, and I was done with hitting the bag, I noticed that there was a very good looking girl at the gym. Like, very good looking girl. And you know what I ended up doing, right? You can imagine what I ended up doing now that my ego was fucking skyrocketing. Of course, I ended up talking to her, right? But I'm gonna get up close and personal so you can actually understand. I had one of the most dry conversations I've had in a while, okay? Usually, I was like pretty alright with girls, but today was like, I ended up actually fucking humbling myself a little bit. I didn't say anything weird in particular, right? But it's just that feeling when you just start talking to her and shit just goes so fucking dry that you don't know what to do with yourself, right? As soon as I started to notice that things were going down, I fucking run. I fucking ran. I immediately like dipped the whole thing. But at the same time, I know exactly why all of this happened. I know exactly why I ended up fucking up. Do you know why? I'll tell you exactly why, but for you to actually understand this, I'm gonna give you a little side story, right? So 2 months ago, in the end of January, I shaved my head and I went on something called monk mode, right? I don't need to explain to you what it is, right? Monk mode is like this period of time where all you do is just focus on your work. So for me, it was just basketball, gym, boxing, basketball, gym, boxing, basketball, gym, boxing. And it was just a boring cycle where I had like 6 workouts a week. I didn't talk to fucking anybody. I just became like this literal monk. All I cared about was work. Train, 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 train. I was also running this channel on the side, but generally speaking, it was just train, train, train. And it was just so like boring, pretty much. I didn't speak to anybody. Besides the activities that I was doing, I didn't speak to anybody. Girls included. So before you even know it, my my riz or like my skill of speaking to women plummeted. It fucking plummeted. It plummeted. It hit a low freaking low. And you know why this happened? I stopped speaking to girls. I stopped speaking to anybody, matter of fact. All I care about was getting a better physique and growing this channel. Yet, my social life actually ended up suffering on this. It suffered really freaking hard, right? I literally, as I just said, right? I literally became this monk who didn't care about people at all. Okay, that sounds a little bit harsh. I didn't care about talking to people at all. All I wanted to do is progress, progress, progress. And like, sure, I did progress. Right now, my physique looks better than ever, and I still made it to the basketball team, but I felt like a loner. I felt like an outcast. As soon as I tried to speak to a girl, right? I ended up fucking embarrassing myself. You know the drill, right? So the point that I'm trying to make today, speak to more women, bro. You've seen the title. The title's a little bit funny, matter of fact, but yeah. A lot of you guys, when you start watching self-improvement content, you start going on this like, monk mode period. But if I'm being honest with you, if you're doing monk mode, and you're literally becoming like this fucking outcast, and you start living like this solitary confinement style of living, brother, monk mode will actually do worse for you. You will gain the goals you've set for yourself at the cost of like actually having no social life. Is it really worth it? Is it really that worth it? Because guess what? You can obviously do both, dumbass. It's so funny to me, right? Because oftentimes, guys, myself included, right? I especially used to cope like this. And now that I realized that it was just, I actually regret doing this shit. But essentially, I wouldn't talk to girls on purpose. And I used self-improvement as a coping mechanism. Every time I saw a girl I kind of wanted to talk to, I would prefer to stay in my little comfort zone because of, oh yeah, I'm on self-improvement. I'm on monk mode. I don't have time for girls. It's like, pat yourself in the fucking head if you actually think like that. It's okay to have a period of time where you don't want to get into a relationship, but you shouldn't just be like this fucking social outcast where you don't talk to fucking anybody. Brother, social skills and speaking to women are a huge part of self-improvement. I regret so fucking much missing out on that in the past couple of months, because I can only imagine where I could have been right now if I didn't sacrifice all that stuff. But hey, gotta learn to live with regrets, right? But essentially, the point that I'm trying to make today: speak to more women. Speak to more people. Just be more of a social human living. Don't live like a literal monk. Monk mode's cool, but don't live like a literal fucking Shaolin monk where you don't talk to fucking anybody. Socialize. Go outside, you Discord user. You get the point that I'm trying to make, right? Don't live like this solitary confinement lifestyle. You know what solitary confinement is, right? To get to solitary confinement, you have to commit a crime, you go to jail, and you have to commit a crime in jail. So they put you in a specific cell when you don't get to talk to anybody. You're literally sitting in like this claustrophobic room where all they give you is food and maybe drink. Maybe they give you food on a good day, right? And you're just sitting there like a fucking creep. Your social life is equal to this guy that I just described. If you're living like this monk mode, period, in the way I just described, right? Is it really worth it? Generally, like, use your common sense right now. Stop coping in the back of your head. Use your logical sense here. Is it really worth it to sacrifice your social life for the sake of making 0.0% more progress in your little goal? I don't think so, because you can do both. You can literally do both. It's no point in me. You can still be on a monk mode where you're fucking grinding all of these goals while socializing and still being a fucking social human being. You don't have to sacrifice one for another. It's not like if you sacrifice social skills, you will immediately start making more progress. Matter of fact, you will start to make less progress because your mental health is going to be more shit. But spend more time with your friends. Spend more time with people. Spend more time with women. Social skills and relationships are a major part of self-improvement. Because, okay, let's say you're working on a business right now. Let's say you're trying to get to $10,000 a month. Okay. Let's say that after 3 months, you achieve that goal. Does that change your social skills in any way? Because you're still going to be a literal loser. You're still going to be a literal loser, now just with $10,000 more. You still won't be able to talk to that girl even though you have all the money you ever wanted. Is it really worth it? I promise you it's not. I mean, hey, I had to find out myself for me to realize, so I kind of understand if you don't. But if you can just take this advice to heart and actually like start enjoying life in this like social way that I've been talking about, it can do wonders for you. I promise, brother. So if you want to talk to me directly, you should totally join the Discord. And yeah, you're sick of people plugging their shit in their videos. Okay, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'll see you in the next one.